We may be finding out about the future of World of Warcraft sooner than we might have thought. Very recently, a bunch of information has came to light about Blizzard's presence at this year's Gamescom. The main bit of news is that Blizzard have a full invitation-only press conference on the 5th of August. And guess who one of the invitees is? It's Mammy Twink, they're a big French WoW fan site. Back in 2013, they announced Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls at a very similar event, which was invite-only with a whole bunch of Diablo 3 fan sites being involved. So, it does point a little bit to this being World of Warcraft related, but of course we don't know exactly what is going to happen. It is pegged as a Blizzard Entertainment event, but when we go through Blizzard's library at the minute, it just makes sense. Hearthstone has just had its expansion announced, so that's already covered. Overwatch hasn't hit its beta yet, so it seems unlikely that they will announce anything for that title, and with Overwatch being their big new IP, it seems like they'd leave that to BlizzCon. Diablo 3 could have an announcement since Reaper of Souls is, well, it came out quite a while ago, but it has just had a pretty big patch with 2.3, and that will probably tide it over until BlizzCon for an announcement then. StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void doesn't have a release date, but apart from that, everything is out and known about that game. You can even pre-order the damn thing. So it doesn't seem like they're going to have a ginormous presser just to say, hey, that thing we've already announced and talked about, yeah, it's coming at a particular date. World of Warcraft, though, it's a bit dead at the minute, if we're completely honest. We know there are no patches on the horizon for Warlords of Draenor, and patch 6.2 is the final tier. We know the Blizzard have been trying to accelerate the time between the final WoW patch and the following expansion, and it's also very clear that Warlords has been receiving hardly any man-hours in comparison to the other stuff the WoW team is doing, because bar the raid, most of 6.2 was copy-pasted systems like the Apexis missions, like the shipyard, or just applying a damage and health scale to things, like Mythic Dungeons and like Time Walker Dungeons. They haven't put that much effort into the actual raw content creation of this patch in terms of new art assets, new places, and new things. Hell, we don't even have super unique mounts, it's just a recolored wolf. Also, Blizzard is planning a larger presence than ever. They have more floor space and demo machines than past years. No doubt they'll have a lot of Overwatch demos like they seem to do at events, but perhaps we'll get a playable demo of the new expansion. Now, their Q2 earnings call is also on the day before this announcement. If World of Warcraft's performance has tanked during the 6.2 period, and further fallen from the 7.1 million, which of course was a loss of 3 million people, then perhaps they can say, stay tuned tomorrow, to sort of allay like investor fears or something like that. But overall, when we look at this, of all their titles, World of Warcraft is the one that needs an announcement. And based on what all of that they have said, and the fact that 6.2 is clearly not a patch that's designed to last for a full year or 14 months, it does seem likely, and personally, I think we're going to get an announcement along with a game trailer and some general information for this next expansion. I expect that they'll be talking about the theme and the setting and some of the core ideas, rather than giving us a list of specifics. I'd say BlizzCon 2015 is when they're really going to dive into detail, and perhaps the beta will begin shortly after that, with a expansion release, perhaps Q1 of 2016. That is still far too much patch 6.2 for my liking, but hey, I suppose it's about as good as we're going to get. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about this, and also what sort of expansion you would like down in the comments, and I will see you next time.